Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Is this in the morning?
Probably. Or afternoon too, yes.
Good morning.
Okay.
Good morning.
Welcome to Mr. and Mrs. Magera's
Cross the T in history, where Mr. Magera tells Mrs. Magera the what's happening in the world.
And Mrs. Magera spills the tea. What? It's like real bad 90s rappers there. All right. Today we're talking about the watch this dramatic zoom out.
Bum, bum, bum.
The Renaissance art versus medieval art. Dun, dun, dun. So we're looking at the Renaissance art and seeing how it is different than medieval art. And medieval here means Middle Ages. So medieval is kind of the same thing as Middle Ages. So we're comparing Middle Ages art with Renaissance art. How are they different? How are they the same?
I love art. And we have actually been to one very famous art gallery in Washington, D.C. And we saw it was Michelangelo, wasn't it? There's only one in the whole northern...
Oh, that was a Da Vinci.
Oh, just kidding. It was a Da Vinci. There's only one in that continent.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it was a Da Vinci.
All right. Anyways,
yeah.
Renaissance art versus medieval art. Here we go.
Woo, woo, woo.
All right. So medieval art. What does medieval art look like? All right. So medieval art is the body is very simply drawn and the proportions aren't right. So if you look at this picture right here, you can kind of see, right? These people look like aliens. They're
Can I get an
stretched.
era? Can I get an age, please? Like, what years are we doing?
So the Middle Ages is between the fall of the Roman Empire, which is around 400 to 500 AD. Well, actually, kind of after that, but when it starts declining, it shrinks really, my bad. And then the start of the Renaissance, we're talking about like the year 1100, 200, 300, so somewhere between there.
So the wheel has been invented. I just want to set this scene.
Okay. Anyways, as I was saying before, you can see they look very long. Medieval art, they don't look accurate, right? Everything looks kind of flat and two-dimensional. You can see it doesn't make sense. Like, look at this wall. This wall goes and then it turns, and all of a sudden you see the inside of the wall.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense. It just looks illogical. And then they're like twice the size tall as the wall. Like this lady herself standing up is like through the window. I just thought the wall was way back there. No, I mean maybe that's what they're trying to do, but they do a terrible job at it because it's like in the same area.
Wow, you're really pouncing on the medieval art.
The background, you can see there's like no shading. It's just like a plain black color background. So that's another thing of it. You really are, but there's a lot of things wrong. There are a lot of good things about it.
Just imagine
good
like
colors
a third
and stuff
grader
like that.
Drawing something and you being like, it's medieval art.
Anyways, objects look like they're like floating or just like there's like no. Right, it's like, oh, they've been placed there on this plain green plane or something like that.
It's still beautiful. I feel like you're really harshing on this medieval art. This is probably a really famous painting that you're...
Well, I'm going to keep harshing on it, so I hope that...
I wonder which one Mr. Magera likes more, the medieval art or the Renaissance art.
Well, there's not really a competition. Everyone kind of knows.
But we did the da-da-da.
Well, yeah, but there was no real competition. It was kind of like if you went to box against, like, Floyd Mayweather.
Good old Floyd Mayweather.
All right. When the Renaissance comes...
Okay, when you compare that painting to this one.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When the Renaissance comes, there is a sense of realism, okay? They start focusing on, hey, let's try to make it look as accurate, as we possibly can be, as real. And so this is where the sense of realism comes in the Renaissance. Artists begin to paint them as they, get this, actually look like... I thought there was going to be some funny commentary. You just left me out to die. Yeah.
Well,
attention to detail becomes very important. They have like shading, as you can tell. You can see that she has. There's a linear perspective. So
she holding a sheep?
I think it's actually a unicorn.
A ram?
A unicorn. It has a horn right there.
Wow.
It looks accurate. You see that it's very three-dimensional. You can see the background actually has detail. It's not just like one single color. You can see some mountains in the background a little bit. It looks like something you could actually see. Like you can describe. Oh,
exactly. There's no creativity in that, whereas the other people had to really think of the wall. Like.
Okay. There's a lot of attention towards light and shadow, so you can see the light is shining from over here because the shadow's on this side. There's a lot of attention due to that. Three-dimensional, the different colors, the play of the light, all this type of things. You can still see it's not perfect, right? Like this shoulder is kind of muscular and weirdly large while this shoulder isn't. But it's still
These
really
are like
good.
really famous paintings, and you were just like,
no, I'm just
you're
looking at
Mr. Magera.
I can't do it. I'm going to say I can't do anything.
You can't, yeah.
I can't even draw the medieval one at anything, but I just think that doesn't mean I can't criticize it.
Uh-huh.
I can't make a movie, but I know the Hulk was a terrible one. All right. Here we go.
Lord.
This is the another Renaissance painting. It's kind of grainy, sorry about that. But this really shows the vanishing point. If you trace the lines, all these lines of all the edges are all going towards the exact same point where everything vanishes, right? That if these two people weren't here, it would just disappear in that point. So that's just like when you look at something, we all have this perspective where everything's slanted inwards towards the center. And so they use this linear perspective to make things look accurate, right? This looks like you're actually just sitting there looking at a bunch of famous philosophers on a pair of steps. It doesn't look, nothing looks really odd about it. It looks pretty realistic. Like, yeah, people could look like that and do that.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. You could be in that spot. Like, it really gives you a sense of place.
It's pretty cool.
So once again, that's kind of the difference. It's the same thing there. Between the medieval and the Renaissance art.
I really thought it was going to be a debate, and you just left it where it was
you
not
see what
debatable.
They're going to do is that they're going to now get a bunch of art pieces, and then with those art pieces, they're going to tell me if it was made in the Middle Ages or the Renaissance. So they're going to use what they just learned to be like, hey, this is a Renaissance painting, or hey, this is a Middle Ages painting, and this is why.
I'm just saying, though, I still think they were both very pretty.
Okay, well, you just
anyway, what time is it?
It's Mrs. Magera's tea time.
Yeah, it is. This is green tea with lemon and ice cubes. Because I like ice cubes. Even though it's a little chilly tonight. Okay, are you ready for the tea?
I'm ready for the tea.
Well, so what's the most famous Renaissance painter you can think of?
Da Vinci.
Da Vinci is. Yeah, I would say Da Vinci or Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Those are the two that come to mind. Like, I'm sure you guys have heard
You
of.
should name all the Ninja Turtles. Raphael, Leonardo.
Okay, but you want to know a little fun fact about me? I bet you don't know this. I played Leonardo da Vinci in the 4th grade in a play.
Wow,
Straight
rising
up.
star.
Yeah, I did. I had to pretend like I was painting, and I can't remember what I said, but I had to dress up, and I was Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah.
It was a little scandalous because I dressed
moment.
up as a man.
Oh, you're right.
It was a Christian private school too.
Oh. Well, look at this. Give her an Oscar.
I'm waiting.
Method acting.
I'm waiting. Okay, so Michelangelo, he did the David. Guess how many feet tall it was?
Oh, that's a good question. The sculpture of David?
Oh, you guys
I'm
all
gonna
do
guess
it in
12 feet.
meters.
12
No,
feet?
it's taller.
Really? 20?
But meters. How many? I don't know how many meters.
How many feet is it? I can help you.
17.
Oh, 17 feet. That is
It's like divided by 2.5.
No, divided by 3-ish.
Yes, right.
5 meters? A little over 5 meters?
3 times 2 is 6 feet. That's not right.
No, what? A meter is about 3 feet.
5 times 2.
It's longer than a yard.
Okay, anyway, guys, we don't know. I'm so sorry.
I
I don't know why Americans have to be so complicated and use feet when everyone else uses meters.
About 5
it's
meters.
so annoying. Trust me, I'm annoyed as an American. But,
It's
you
5
know,
meters.
love USA. Okay. Leonardo da Vinci, name some of the things he was. He was a painter. He was a...
Sculptor?
Yes, he was a...
Oh, inventor. He came up like a
an
helicopter and like
engineer.
a tank.
Yes,
oh, yeah.
yes. He was an architect, a scientist,
Yeah,
a
he was an
mathematician, an anatomist.
Oh, yeah,
I
he
said
did the
that
anatomy.
wrong.
Anatomy.
Okay. And he has been described as the Renaissance man.
Well,
the
that's what-
definition of a Renaissance
Well,
man.
because a Renaissance man means that you can do multiple things. That you're smart. at
Exactly,
everything.
but
So he's like the
they
example of it. Yeah.
They say that he is like
The best.
the guy.
Yeah.
Like when you think of superhero, you think of Superman.
So a
He
Renaissance man is someone who can do everything, and he can do like everything really well too.
Yeah.
He's like one of those people that you always see that's like, oh, they got to be bad at something, and they're not, and you just kind of look at them like, I despise you.
Oh man, they're the Leonardo da Vinci of this class.
And you just wish they trip and break their arm.
No, but don't wish that because that's mean. Also, okay,
That's
do
not
you
good to
know
wish that.
who painted the Sistine Chapel?
That was Leonardo, right?
No.
I mean Michelangelo.
Yes.
Sorry, were we just talking about Leonardo?
Yeah, we were
That's
just
what
talking
I
about
stuck in my head. I
Leonardo.
was like,
How long did it take? I know
oh,
this
that's a good
part's longer,
question.
but
I
this
knew
is
it
a
was
really
like 2-3
fun.
hours, 2-3 years.
No, more.
Oh, 4 years.
4 years. Very, very good. Okay. Do you know that
it's
mythology? What?
Oh, the math. I thought you were gonna ask me just tons more questions. I'm
No,
like,
it's fun. This part's
it's too,
fun.
No, they're gonna ask me, quiz me more stuff.
Oh.
I'm like, my mind is too tired right now. To
We always
quiz.
do these videos really late at night.
Yeah.
Hence the cash close. Mythology was a growing interest to artists. That was not even okay. So what is Leonardo da Vinci's most famous painting? First, you guys guess.
Oh, that's easy. Mona
That's
Lisa.
what. Yeah,
Mona Lisa.
that's what I do when I do library for the little kids. I'll be like, what hat would you wear? Let me hear.
I wonder if
Very
I wonder if
good.
they actually say that.
I know,
You're
I
like
wanna
Dora
see.
the Explorer for.
I like
or
channel.
Blue's Clues. Yeah, I guess.
I
Blue's
channel my
Clues is.
inner Dora.
Yeah.
What was another interest to the Renaissance artists? They worked with scientists for this. You actually already named it.
What?
Leonardo was one of these.
Oh, inventing
No.
engineers.
No, I said it weird. It's anatomy. But they would talk to scientists about it to help them with their art.
It was a very thing when they first started dissecting people, because that was considered to be like kind of a wrong thing to do for a while.
Before the Renaissance, artists were subject to just one genre. Which genre was it?
Church, spiritual things.
Religion. Okay, very good. I know this part was long, but I just think it's so fun to learn about art and learn about all these fun things. Don't you think, Mr. Magera?
I do think so, Mrs. Magera.
It just makes me happy.
It just gives me the butterflies.
Feels significant.
Just makes my day dandy. All right. With that, we wave you guys adieu.